for the next round, we are going to be joined by someone who knows a thing or two about free agency.
DeQuell.
It is DeQuell Jackson, and DQ is brought to us today by BetJack. BetJack is Ohio Sportsbook. Download the BetJack app today. Get ready for all the action. BetJack, it is Ohio Sportsbook. What up, DQ?
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, DeQuell?
Doing great. I hear you guys talking ball. I'm happy to do it with you guys, man.
Really
I just got back from the beach. I'm ready.
Really quickly, DeQuell, you running. How's your rehab going?
It's going good, man. I'm starting to jog now, so that's good. So I was on the treadmill yesterday. I ran 2 miles, and walked 2 miles. So it's getting there, just building the strength back. But it's not all the way there, but I'm jump roping, and at least I'm running right now. So I appreciate you asking.
Good, very good. All right, we're to the quarterfinal stage now. There's 8 teams left in our Sweet 16 style free agent trade bracket. Any thoughts on who we moved on in the first round? I don't know if you got to see all of it, though. Probably didn't.
Yeah, I think you guys didn't choose Javon Hargrave. I think that was one of the last ones you guys were talking about. And I thought he was – listen, I think he's exactly what – I would have moved him to the next round just because I know the knock on his play. He had 11 sacks last year. The knock on him was he was a product of the guys around him, but that's what you want. You want guys to benefit from, from guys around him. And now he's going to another place where Nick Bosa and he's going to another dominant defense. And, listen, you want guys. The Browns wish they had a guy like that can benefit from a Myles Garrett and his double teams and the attention that he grabs. So I think it goes both ways, but I would have moved him along just for that reason. You can pair him with great talent around him, he'll be successful.
Yeah.
DeQuell, hopefully the Browns have gotten that guy with Dalvin Tomlinson, who they signed.
Yes.
So hopefully that will be. But all right, let's look.
Our graphics made for round 2 already?
We are. Anthony and Tag would have been killing it. Him and Earl doing God's work
Smoke
back
is
here.
coming from that graphics machine.
They are.
Way to go, Anthony.
Our first Elite 8 matchup is the Giants acquiring Darren Waller from Las Vegas for a third-round pick, or the Chargers signing Eric Kendricks, a linebacker, DQ, something you know a lot about. 2 years.
We could have a tie now with 4 guys on.
That's true.
We'll have Director Steve be the tiebreaker.
Director Steve.
All right, DeQuell, you want to start here? Do you like one of these moves over the other?
Yeah, I think even though Darren Waller hasn't been healthy the last few years, I think it works well for Daniel Jones and what they're trying to do. They don't have a lot of talent on the outside, but those short, intermediate throws, I think he'll be able to benefit from Daniel Jones and how they orchestrate that offense. I think I got to put Darren Waller up there ahead of Kendricks. As much as it pains me to do that, I just think Darren Waller will get more. He will help more in that situation for Daniel Jones than Eric Kendricks going to the Chargers at this moment.
The linebacker fraternity is not happy with you right now, DeQuell. and I'm going to get in their good graces. I like both moves, but I'm going with Eric Kendricks. Mm-hmm. They're both older players, so, obviously there's potential for breakdown in both. But as you said, I agree, if both are healthy, that Waller, I would say, is probably more important than Kendricks. However, going into his age 31 season, I just don't think I have high hopes for Waller staying healthy the whole year. Kendricks has been more durable, so I'll go with Kendricks. I think it's tough, but I'm going Kendricks.
Yeah. G?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't even think I was going to go this because I really didn't even like the Darren Waller pick first round. But as I start to think about it, and I'm like, okay, they get Saquon, they hit him with the franchise tag. They have got nothing out of old boy they drafted that they traded for from Detroit. Who's that? They Kenny Galladay.
Galladay. One of the worst contracts ever.
I mean, they had got nothing out of him.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it like if you could get half of what Darren Waller is, and you got a quarterback and you don't have skill positions, even if Eric Kendricks plays well, will you even know it? No, you just be like,
Well, but that's not fair. Then you could always dismiss any defensive player.
I think what he's doing is he's weighing the importance that a good tight end can have versus the importance that a good
linebacker
can have.
I agree.
And that's the easy thing to do here.
But a good linebacker, it has become undervalued a little bit, but it's still. You look at some of these teams, some of these good linebackers, they make a big difference.
Yeah, they do.
They don't put the stats up that the tight ends
I'm gonna move Waller ahead.
Okay.
I like the Waller move just because they are so devoid of downfield targets and offensive playmakers.
Yeah.
If they can get some from him, That's huge for them.
Jay, we gonna have a tie, or you locking it up?
No, I'm going Waller too, and I
Okay.
think I'll. So they gave up very little to get him.
That's true.
But I can tell you, just from the last couple of years, I had him in fantasy a couple of years ago, and he was a huge difference maker. Last year, he was bouncing around roster to roster.
Yeah.
Guys would pick him up, cut him, pick him
Yeah.
up, cut him. That scares me because now at over 30, you start to think, has he hit that spot where he's just lost his productivity?
Right.
But I'm still intoxicated off the player. He can be if he's healthy.
Okay.
So, and because the Giants didn't give up a ton to get him, and because of what he can mean to their offense, I'm going to go Waller too.
Waller moves on.
Waller moves on.
We have our first Final Four contestant.
Our first Final Four contestant. That is correct. Next one, an all AFC North matchup. Orlando Brown, 4 for 64, or Dalvin Tomlinson, 4 for 57.
Yikes.
Someone else go first.
Let me go first here, because to me, and I love both of these signings, but here's the bottom line. You talk about importance. What's more important, a left tackle or a defensive tackle?
Yes.
They're making about the same amount of money. Orlando Brown would make $7 million more over 4 years. That's less than a $2 million difference. Again, Brown, a 4-time Pro Bowler. Tomlinson, I don't think has ever been a Pro Bowler. I like Tomlinson a lot. I love the move by the Browns. But I think Tomlinson's a good player. I think Tomlinson's like a Tier 3 defensive tackle. I think Orlando Brown's a Tier 2 offensive tackle. So that's why I got to go Brown.
DeQuell, where are you going?
Yeah, I think I have to go with the D tackle this time around because we talked ad nauseum about. I understand the left tackle position is definitely what the Bengals need right now with how they're able to be productive on the offensive end. You got to protect your quarterback. I get all of that, but right now we've talked ad nauseum about the Browns' inept ability to have any veteran presence from a D tackle standpoint. I ended up reaching out to a former coach who coached Dalvin last year. Well, he was in the building with him, and he said nothing but great things about him. Smart guy, just a really tough guy, solid veteran. You can bring in. He'll be great for the locker room. So I'm a little biased here, but I think in terms of need for the Browns, because I've watched them so much, I think this is a really steady. I would have loved to see Hargrave be in that position if they could have snagged him. But I think this is the next best option for a group that's inexperienced, and I think he can add just some veteran presence, some veteran play, and just consistency at that D lineman position group.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of break it down on a little stranger route. So I'm gonna gauge this trade or gauge this bracket matchup by who's the alternative. So if they don't get Orlando Brown, you got Jonah Williams, right? He got some, he does not elite, but he's not
so
a
because
scrub.
the Browns suck at defensive tackle, it's a better move?
Listen,
But
that doesn't make sense.
that's pretty much what I'm
G.
saying,
Bush,
Bull.
though, just changed my mind. I was going Orlando
We have
Brown.
out of control Browns bias right now.
Well, I mean, maybe you have a Bengals bias.
You know it was so cold.
I voted against Jesse Bates. So you guys talked me out of
Hey,
it.
He's
DeQuell,
not a Bengal anymore.
the analogy was so cold, he had to rebuttal before he even heard it. He said, damn, that's a good idea.
No, listen, G. Bush, it's kind of reverse logic.
Right.
But it's very, very true. So here's the deal. If you're thinking about asking a girl to a dance,
Right.
and you got a girlfriend, and she's all right.
Yeah.
She's all right.
She's serviceable.
But now you decide you're going to try to upgrade and get you a 10.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if you ask the 10 and she says no, you lose the 10 and the 7.
And the 7. And the
I
7.
just think it's a bad way to judge. We shouldn't be talking about the quality of the move.
Well, here,
not based on.
You're right. But the quality of the move is sometimes determined by the importance of that position.
Right.
I know, but
and your
left
lack
tackle
of
is
strength
way
there.
more important
It is
than a defensive
in a
tackle.
vacuum. You're right.
To the Bengals, it is. To the Browns, defensive tackle is
You want Togiai or Williams? Because that's your choices.
Okay, so if they signed anybody, it would have been.
As you can see, as you can see,
Warm body.
as you can see,
Are we really going to have 3 Browns in the Final Four?
I'm gonna
Did
have
we really make the 3 best moves
We
in free
cannot
agency?
because our next
That's
matchup
laughable.
is 2 Browns
Oh, it's
against
2
each
Browns?
other.
I'm gonna have to go with
Well, then we're
Tomlinson.
guaranteed to have 2 Browns in the Final Four.
You have to.
Let's get to that one. DQ,
Okay.
if you want to
Bull's out
start, this
right
one's not a team for you, but a better deal for the Browns.
Definitely.
Juan Thornhill, 3 for 21.
No.
Obo.
Okoronkwo.
Definitely Obo.
Okoronkwo, no doubt.
They're getting
no
paid
doubt.
the same amount of
No
money.
doubt.
Obo's got way more upside than Thornhill, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
no doubt.
what
No
are
doubt.
your
That's an
thoughts
easy.
on Okoronkwo?
I mean, listen. Again, I'm gonna go back to G's logic for a second. You got my head spinning about that. It's like, who else do you have? I mean, you have to find someone to be a step in and take some pressure off of Myles Garrett and what he can do. So again, he didn't have a huge sack total last year, but obviously they see something in this young man that he can come in and be active and help to, again, this inexperienced D-line. You just need just need bodies to be able to go north and south. And maybe Schwartz, he's actually bringing in guys that he values that can play north and south. You know, you look at, I go back to Tomlinson for a minute. He was a two-gap type of guy. Now with the new system, now he's able to penetrate and go up the field, and that's going to change the way guys play, your effectiveness. And I think this young man could definitely benefit from that.
By the way, I think these guys are going to now add potentially the Browns signing tight end Jordan Akins is one of the
put
next
him in
free
there.
agent moves.
Put him in. Now, here's the thing.
The Browns are talking with Jordan Akins.
Hold up, before you go, Jay.
Yeah.
This next matchup's gonna make Bull really salty. So let's just get the salt in the wound.
Von Bell, Jesse Bates, right?
It's Von Bell, Jesse Bates. Which rank is safety leaving?
They sent you to the East region.
I mean, that's not even close. That's definitely Von Bell. Jesse Bates is not 3 times better than Von Bell.
Yeah, I'm shocked at the difference in salaries, and it really makes you wonder
Bates
what
is
the hell the
better,
Falcons are
but
doing.
he's not 3 times better.
So as you see that,
Yeah.
is that their whole start? That's their starting secondary, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
So
They'll find other guys.
So you feel
Everybody worries about every single position too much. If you have a good defensive coordinator, he'll find guys. They're signing a safety. They're going to sign a veteran safety today. They drafted a safety in the first round of the draft last year. You can't sign everybody. It's okay.
You okay if they go with JJ3?
I don't think they're going to go with him. They're talking with both of the Rams starting safeties from last year. They'll sign one of them, and they'll go with the kid they drafted in the first round. You drafted him in the first round, you got to play him. I was expecting it to be Von Bell and the kid they drafted. So instead, they'll take one of these Rams guys. We'll see if he's out.
That's a huge loss. That's a huge loss to lose two starters like that. Two guys contribute.
It is, but
on your team.
You're downplaying it.
When you got Burrow and the offense they do, I don't think it's that big a deal.
And are you gonna? Am I not mistaken? You're gonna lose Mixon and P. Ryan, right?
Yes.
No,
Ryan's already gone.
Yeah, P. Ryan's
they'll
gone,
only
and
lose Mixon if they cut him. I thought they would.
they're not
but
bringing Mixon back. There's
well,
no chance they're bringing him back.
No, I think they. Well,
I mean, aside from
those charges were dropped.
Yeah, they were dropped, and
Yeah.
it's a terrible look. It's a terrible
Teams
look.
don't care. I would cut him.
Teams don't care if the player is a Nick Chubb quality back. I'm not sure Mixon's
They're not
close
going to
to
cut.
that.
I think if they were going to cut him, they would have cut him already.
I think they're trying to
They
do
don't.
something
The
with him,
Bengals don't really do that. They rarely cut a guy that has any they'll save 7. The one thing I give the Bengals credit for, and the play is when most of their players get only a guarantee in the first year. But they rarely cut a player before his contract is up.
You know what I don't want to
rarely.
see happen? I don't want to see the Bengals sign Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that because I don't think Kareem Hunt is done by any stretch.
I think if they were going to cut Mixon, they would have already. So I think he is going to be there. I thought they would cut him, but
I still think they will.
But what are you guys going with? I'm going Von Bell, even though Bates is better.
I'm going Von Bell too, and I think just. Look, I know you're going to say, well, there's Browns homerism going on that we've got 2 in the Final Four.
Yeah.
But we weren't ranking them 1 to 16.
No.
It was a blind, random matchup thing.
In reality, if you asked most people around,
these are not 2 of the top 4 moves.
Right,
not
not
even
2
close.
of the top.
Not even close.
But I like the moves. But they're not
good moves.
But
but the way our bracket played
just
out,
worked
which was
out this way.
And
totally
I swear
random.
it was completely random.
I get it.
The list.
And who
So
cares? We're Cleveland show, so who cares?
Yeah.
And that brings us to our first semifinal match.
Wait, did we didn't know. We didn't get.
I'm going Vaughn. I'm going Vaughn.
Oh, you're going Vaughn.
Oh, yeah, that was
All right,
nice.
so Vaughn
Everyone
moves
said
on.
Vaughn.
Okay,
so Vaughn
here's the
moves on. Our first semifinal, Final Four matchup. The Giants trading for Darren Waller. The Browns signing Dalvin Tomlinson.
I'll hold my fire on this, but
Yeah, I'm going
you
Dalvin.
can start.
Yeah,
Dalvin?
I'm going Dalvin just from the simple fact, just the need of the position. Again, the need right now is taking precedent, and I am doing some little homerism. I got a little homie in me right now, but I think it's tough because Darren Waller, again, the splash, if he's healthy, I think he's going to make a huge difference there with the Giants. But I think in terms of they needed someone, the Browns, at that D tackle position, just a steady hand, and he's that. So I have to side with Dalvin. And it's by a thin margin, though, very thin margin.
I'm actually going to go with Tomlinson on this one.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. Using the great standard deviation formula to pick these brackets, do you want?
We've only used that formula for the Browns players.
Do you want Tommy Togiai or Darren Bellinger? That's the alternative. I'm gonna go
Bellinger. Did you just call him Bellinger?
Yeah, well, that's
the Giants tight end Bellinger. He's not bad.
He's not bad.
Oh, you're talking about the Giants
right.
tight end.
No, he's going over like the strength of the new guy over what the replacement.
Bellinger's a decent tight end.
I don't like that analysis.
Tommy
No, I think it's very important.
Jordan Elliott, I can't go into the season with them at all.
Yeah.
Like the best trade at the trade deadline in baseball will be whoever the Mets trade for as a closer, because it's an area of huge need for them now. And for the Browns, their lack of depth at that position.
I understand what you're
was
saying.
So glaring.
I understand what you're saying, but you guys didn't take that into account for any of these other things.
No, because
don't pretend you did, because you didn't.
He didn't make that case until we were at Tomlinson.
And I just think that's a bad way to do this process. I think it's more about the quality of the transaction.
Hey,
I think it's not in the spirit of what we're doing here.
Yeah, but
the transaction, the player?
To me, I feel like it's like the guy. What we're doing is
you want us to look at it
sliding
in a
off second base
then.
and getting yes, essentially.
Yeah, but you can't look at it in a vacuum. But because this was such a huge area of need for the Browns, they addressed that area, and that means we don't have to see Tommy Togiai next year.
What'd you say, DeQuay? You had something. You said you was gonna say something.
No, I was just saying, I mean, right now with all the transactions we're trying to, decipher through, again, I think Jay was going to allude to this. They had the biggest hole. So anyone that you slide into that category from a D lineman standpoint kind of gets the nod right now for me. And, we'll see how these brackets unfold, but it's getting very, very tough right now.
Very tough.
Very
tough.
But I think we all say Tomlinson here, right?
And this one,
Hey, McNuggets, that's just a Duke and knee-jerk wild card. You
It was a Duke and knee-jerk wild card. Let's
reverse. Draw 4.
I'm interested. This next and final semifinal matchup is interesting because this is something we both have talked about as two of the deals we really like. It is Browns and Obo Aquaquo, who I'll never say his name right.
You got it. That was it.
Von Bell. Similar money, similar years.
You got to go with Von Bell on this. He's a proven.
Yeah.
He's a much more proven player.
I agree with that.
It's the same money.
Young OG. I can't look crazy. They be like, come on, bro. You got.
But you know what's funny about this? So our final matchup is a guy the Bengals lost versus a guy the Browns got.
Right. That is kind of crazy.
The Browns are going 14-3 next year, and the Bengals are going 9-8.
It could happen.
It could happen. It could happen.
So that brings us to our championship, and DQ, you get first stab at this, but it is the championship of our best value deal of the offseason, Week 1 edition. The Browns signing Dalvin Tomlinson or the Panthers signing Von Bell?
Jesus. Oh, man. I mean, I gotta stick to the hot hand, man. This is tough.
He's thinking about what it's going to make us look like.
Yeah.
And I am too. Because if someone asked me, was the Browns signing of Tomlinson the best move of the free agent period, I would be like, it would take me a 1/100th of a second to say no.
Well, as much as I like the Von Bell move, I don't think that's the best.
I don't either. So.
March Madness, baby.
Oh, man. Bell is obviously a proven guy. This is tough, man. I'm torn between these two. I really am. But I'm torn. G, can you help me out, G? What do you got?
I'm going. So I've went with names. I've gone with different things. I'm going to say, okay, on this one, my selective morality is going to be who is under the most pressure to win today. And because it is the Cleveland Browns and they have to win this year, the move to fill a hole because they have to move this year is bigger than the Panthers, who are in a rebuilding mode.
You'd make a hell of a defense attorney.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he?
I mean,
Keep changing the argument.
To fit the narrative.
That's right.
If you look at Von Bell, it's a safety in a rebuild. How much is a safety in a total rebuild going to help them?
Yeah.
I'll take the defensive tackle over the safety.
Yet you
because I got to
argued
win today.
Dalvin Tomlinson being more important for a team that was under 500 versus a Super Bowl contender that filled their biggest needs.
Right. That is the way it came out, though, too, man.
Can we redo this whole thing?
Damn.
I really do think that Orlando Brown was of the ones that we showed.
It should have been double elimination.
But
for
you know what
Orlando
it came
Brown.
down to for Brown was the Bengals weren't
dead.
god awful.
I did not expect him to sign
Here's the thing.
a tackle.
I didn't either. Here's the thing, though. What Jason Lloyd always brings up this stat, and it rocks me when I hear it. But he said the numbers and the analytics that the Athletics subscribe to, by one measure of run deficiency, the Browns are either the worst or among the 2 or 3 worst that there's ever been since they started keeping that stat.
Yeah.
Which I think he said went back like 16 years or something.
Yeah.
So there again, it goes back to to how desperate the Browns were at that spot. Now, if this was Hargrave, I could say, oh, they had a big need and they filled it with a big time player.
Right.
I don't know that Tomlinson is going to be
He's a good
that
player.
guy.
No.
Good player, but not.
I almost feel guilty saying Tomlinson over Bell because it's going to mean that he's the champion of our bracket.
I'm actually, for all the complaining I've been doing, I'm actually taking Tomlinson.
Well, hey, guys, so how would you grade?
Because as much as I like Von Bell, and I think he's a great leader and a culture change type of guy, I just, in the end, I think they're similar tier players and for their position, getting paid similar. I know Tomlinson's getting more, but defensive tackles get more.
They are, but I think we can say that both guys are getting top tier money for that position.
Yeah, they're getting.
That's the going rate.
They're both getting kind of appropriate tier for who they are.
They're difference makers
I'll take
at their
Tomlinson.
position, and that's what they get.
I think it's close, but I'll go Tomlinson.
So it sounds to me as if we're not all that confident with the free agent signings. If you were to attach a grade to the Browns,
I don't. No, you know
signing.
what? That's a good point, DeQuell. I don't think anybody hit a walk-off grand slam here.
No. I like Obo and Tomlinson both. I think they're both really good signings. I think Thornhill's solid. The other 2 defensive linemen they've signed are, lottery tickets with some potential because they were high draft
What'd
picks.
you call them on the call this morning?
Spare tires.
I thought that was really well said.
B+ overall for me for the Browns.
Yeah, I'm with you. I give them a B+ too.
I moved them from a B- to a B.
Okay.
I'm a B.
Yeah, I gotta say B-. I gotta say B- because that need. I thought they were going to land Hargrave, so make some splash there just to. You need a quick fix. I feel like this front office, this regime is under so much pressure this year to get over the hump and play better defensively.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to have a bigger splash, but again, you look at everything in totality. They have a collection of D tackles now. You still have the draft coming up. At the very least, they're creating competition within the group, and so we'll see who comes out of it in August in training camp. Because there's a lot of competition here, and that's what they're creating.
Well, they haven't even come with a linebacker. Like, I'm surprised there's
Linebacker
no
or wide
linebacker.
receiver right now is one of the biggest areas of need. Did Tomlinson win? Is it official?
Yeah.
Tomlinson is officially our first inaugural free agency bracket best value signing champion.
We should send him a trophy of some sort.
That'd be great.
What we got? The People's Champ. We've got the People's Champ belt. We've got.
Oh, I'm not giving this up.
You won that for your fantasy football. We've got. You know what? I've got it figured out. We've got Tyvus's national championship defensive player of the game trophy.
We could give him an old mitten, and there's a pitching trophy of some sort back here as well.
Oh wait, no, I got it.
MG, here it is.
I got it.
MGK bobblehead.
Welcome to Cleveland. You better study up on your MGK.
Wait, does he have a new name now, or he just do new music?
No.
He's still MGK.
I wouldn't know the
By
answer
the
to
way,
that.
But he and his girl split.
If MGK were just a normal guy, would Megyn Kelly have even looked at him?
No.
If he was
Megyn Kelly
working Target.
Megan Fox wouldn't have.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, guys,
Megyn Kelly. Yeah,
Megyn Kelly.
Megan Fox would have walked into Target if he was working
Even
there.
Megyn Kelly wouldn't talk to him.
Nobody would.
She's pretty too, but not as pretty as Megan Fox.
Kelly is a assistant shift manager at Pat Catan's.
No, Megyn Kelly was a news reporter. Isn't it Megyn Kelly?
No, she's now working at
She used to be on Fox.
She did.
Wasn't it Megyn Kelly?
Then she went to NBC.
She's pretty also, not as pretty as Megan Fox.
No, Megan Fox is
Or she could be
ugly.
a 12th grader from Rocky River working at a Build-A-Bear in the mall.
Definitely.
All right.
Guys, it's March Madness.
Hey,
you guys paying
congratulations
attention
to Maryland.
what's going on?
Maryland.
Thank you.
That was a tight game yesterday.
Listen, I couldn't watch it all. I couldn't watch it, man. It was stressing me out.
I know.
But I knew
very
we
close.
get 1-1. There's no chance they have a chance against Alabama.
No, they're not.
More importantly, I need the women to cover the 22.5-point spread today.
Ooh, they are for it.
How would you like to cover this spread, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
Our
South Carolina,
fearless
52-point favorite over Norfolk State.
52 points.
Oh my gosh.
How
That's
bad is
embarrassing.
Norfolk State? Did they surprisingly win a tournament or something?
South Carolina hasn't lost. They're on a 38-game win streak, and they've crushed just about everybody this year.
But 52.
And she is not opposed to winning by 70.
Yeah, Dawn Staley's a monster.
Dawn Staley's the coach?
And
I
she
didn't
is
know that.
not opposed to
man.
winning by 70.
In a good way. I said that she's an unbelievable coach. She's a monster.
She's
in a good
terrific.
way, so.
But she never lets her girls take the foot off the accelerator.
Fact.
I wouldn't.
No, I know.
Hey,
I'm a fan
DQ,
of winning.
one more thing before we let you go. Linebackers, a need that the Browns have not addressed yet. Is there one potential free agent linebacker on the market still that you want to see
Wagner?
them go after?
Wait, is that what? Wait, I think you blacked out a little bit. My internet.
Is there one free agent linebacker still on the market you think fits exactly into a Jim Schwartz defense and one they should go after?
Who's left? So Vanden Esch, he's off.
Bobby
Levante
Wagner
David.
well. Bobby Wagner's
Oh
available.
yes. Oh yes. He's. Oh yeah. You have. Shit, hell, man. That's an easy shoe in. That's veteran leadership. That's perennial Pro Bowl play. But he's getting on the other side of things. So he's an older guy. So I don't know how much you want to invest in. I mean, for a quick fix, yes. A 1-year deal, I don't think he's looking for a 1-year deal. I think he's looking for a multi-year deal. The guy can still run. But, I was a big fan of Levante David. I thought he could come in and be a really good, fit for this scheme and what Jim Schwartz wants to do defensively. But I know he just re-signed with Tampa. But they have to. I feel like at this point now it's on the draft. You got to either have some guys. JOK. You know how I feel about JOK. He's going to have massive improvements for them to, for us to see him on the field for 3 downs. I mean, massive improvements. You signed Sion Taki back. I thought you had competent play from him at the position. I think he's a guy you could definitely depend on. But again, they're lacking in that area. So, right now it's up to the draft. And if other than Bobby Wagner, who else is out there? I can't even think of a guy that you get excited about to bring in to know you can help this football team. So hopefully we score a lot of points.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thanks to Quell.
Thanks as always, boss.